Good afternoon, my name's Mark Rowley and today we are going to be discussing how to default a field in Epicor. We're using Epicor 9.05701 and this is what you can see on the screen now is our test database. So what I'm going to do is show you how to completely start from scratch, default a field, so it might make your processing easier. So let me just close out of there. So we're going to use in this example, this video, we're going to use part entry. So we open part, and as you can see, when I go new part, you can see some of the fields are already defaulted. A lot of them are already blank. What we're going to do is just quickly show you how to default some of the fields. So, like for example, the type here is purchased. It's already written in purchased, but we might want it to always default to manufactured. Another example is constrained material. It's not ticked. We might want it ticked. So let's make those changes. So the first thing I'm going to do is click on help and field help. Click at the bottom of the tree, technical details. I'll just make that a little bit bigger. Now what happens is when you click in the field, it'll tell you the database field. I should have pinned that, sorry. Like so. I'll just right, there we go. Right, so this field, for example, is, let's just make that a little bit wider. Part is the table dot type code, so type code is the field, okay. And over here, which one did we say? We said the constrained material, didn't we? So this one here is part dot constrained. So part is the table, constrained is the field. Okay. So while we've got this like that, I'm just going to turn that off. We don't want to make changes. I'm just going to reload that again just to prove that those are defaulted. So when I click on new and then go new part, again it comes back to purchased and constrained is not ticked. So how do we make those defaulted? Right, I'm going to close that up. Obviously you need your administrator's permission before you can do this. If you haven't got access, then obviously you don't have the right allowances, but really this should be done by your administrator. Okay, so if we click on system management, business process management, and then click setup, and we want to pick a method directive, we click on method code, and we're going to search for the business object, and in this case it's going to be part. So I'm just going to hit the drop down and click P, and there we are, we can see part there. So click up there, and then I'm going to click search, and it'll look for all of the methods sat behind part. What we want to do is look for get new, because it's every time we get a new part, we create a new part. So there should be a get new part in here somewhere. There she is, get new part. So just double click on there, like so. We then hit the drop down box and we click new post processing. Give it a directive name. So in this case we can call it default. That'll do for now. We can give it a group. It's not really that one. I'll do. We want to enable it, even prevent endless loops. Now in this case there's no condition really, because it's what we're doing is every time we create a part, we want it to apply. So there's no kind of if statements, if it's this, if that, and so on. So this is really quite straightforward. So we're just going to click on actions, and we're going to click on new, and then we're going to click the drop down over here, and the one we want is is that one there. So set the specific field of the that needs to be added row to the specific expression. So let's start with what table is it? Well, we know it's part, and the field in this case is going to be, we said it was type code, so we can sort these by in alphabetical order. I'm just going to go up to T and look for that. Gone too far. There we go. Type code, just click that, click OK. Of the, when we said with this needs to be added row because it's a new part, and this needs to be M for manufactured. Check syntax, syntax is OK, click OK. And then we're going to click create a new one. So again, use the same one, which is that one. So this is again, the temporary table is part, and the field in this instance is what did we say? Constrained. I'm going the wrong way. Constrained, there we go. Click tick the box, click OK. This again needs to be added, the added row, and in this case this needs to say true. Okay, just click the box true, check syntax, syntax is OK, click OK, click OK. Is there anything else enabled? I think all that looks good. Click on save. Wait for that to do its little thing. There we go. Now what we're going to do is go back into part and set up, and what we're going to do is go to create a new part. So you can see there, look, the default now on the type is manufactured, and you can also see that the constrained material is now ticked, and that's because the BPM is working in the background. Again, the most important thing I think of this is make sure you've got your administrator's permissions. Usually BPMs or any customizations, things like that, is done directly by the administrator. The second thing is what I've just shown you is actually quite straightforward. We can also look at conditions, which would probably be a little bit more complex and involve ABL code. I might do another video to cover that later on, but this video basically covers the basic defaults. And remember as well, this is just the part entry screen. Imagine how many processes we've got in the entire system that we can then default. Okay, thank you for watching. My name's Mark Rowley. Catch you next time. Cheers. Bye.